Wondering how to merge your ActiveCampaign lists so that contacts on one list show up on another list? I'm Jason, growth specialist at Wildmail, where we help make ActiveCampaign even better for Europe-based businesses. And in this video, you'll learn how to do exactly that. Plus, why you should never have to merge lists inside your ActiveCampaign account. If you have to, don't worry, we'll show you how to do it the right way. Let's get started. Now, before we get started merging your lists, there are a few things we want to keep in mind. First, only do this for contacts with a status of active. We don't want to be sending emails to people who have not been engaged with your previous list, your original lists. Why would we want to move them to another list and be sending them content when they haven't really engaged, they're not active? So that's number one. Number two, this action is not going to remove them from the original list. They're going to stay and remain on the original list. You would need to use the remove from list action in order to actually get them off the original list that they came from. Number three, it's not going to duplicate your contacts or any data from these contacts, okay? And number four, super important, we'll circle back on this later in the video. Do not delete the original list. There's almost no reason I can think of that you would want to delete the original list. This is going to delete the history and the data associated with that list. You don't want to do that. We will get into that when I talk about how to merge for list optimization as well. So let's get into how to merge your lists, the step-by-step process to do this. So first, what we're going to do is click Lists to navigate to the Lists overview page. We're going to jump into ActiveCampaign, or in our case, Wildmail. Okay, Wildmail is our white labeled rebranded version of ActiveCampaign. I'll cover what that means at the end of the video. So left-hand menu, go into Lists. And now we're going to select the list that contains the contacts that you want to move to another list and merge into another list. This will be referred to throughout the video as the original list. So let's just say main list EN. I'll click into that. And you'll see the Edit All button. So if I go back to our list here, we chose the list. The status dropdown is going to show active by default. Before we started this step-by-step process, we said, we only want to do it for the ones that have status active. So we're going to click Edit All, and we're going to bulk edit all of these contacts on this list. You can see it says Add to List. And from the dropdown, you're going to select the destination list where you want to send all of these contacts so you can merge these two lists together. So I will choose test just for this. I will click add. And then we're going to select add a tag. So let me go back to the list of steps here. We have clicked the bulk edit tool. We clicked add to a list. Then from the dropdown, we chose the destination list we want to send and merge those contacts with, and we clicked Add to List. We're going to add a tag so that you can distinguish the contacts that you've just merged into this other list from all the other contacts that were already on that list. There's a few reasons you might want to do that, but if you think of it this way, you have an existing list, now you're merging in a bunch of contacts into that list. And in your future marketing, if you want to really personalize what you're sending them, you may want to know, right, which ones were the originals and which ones came from this other list when you merge them together. So that's step 7. We'll add a tag for that. I can show you how to do that here. Go to add a tag, select the tag that will, denote or distinguish these new incoming contacts from the original list to the destination list. And just click add. Click the apply button. There's going to be a confirmation pop-up here. It says you're editing 3,135 contacts. Applying changes cannot be canceled, etc. We're going to click apply changes. And you'll notice there may be a second confirmation pop-up as well, and click OK. Just to confirm, because this is serious business, it wants to make sure that you actually want to merge these lists, taking contacts from your original list and adding them to your destination list. So once you've done that, you've merged the contacts together on the destination list. Now, let's talk about why you should never have to do this. If you're just starting out, you're laying the foundation for a clean, organized CRM, you should never have to do this. But if you have multiple lists, we'll show you how to clean it up. So why should you never have to merge your AC lists? Well, remember, there's nothing that you can achieve with lists that you can't achieve with tags in ActiveCampaign. All right, so I'll say it one more time. There's nothing that you can achieve with lists that you cannot achieve with tags. what we're doing here is kind of mixing email automation and marketing automation. Okay, email automation, a bit more focused on lists, marketing automation, a bit more focused on tags. You can achieve everything with tags. So multiple lists, it just makes a mess in ActiveCampaign. It confuses things, it makes a mess. There's no need for it. The reason why is because best practices are one main list and then segmenting by tags from there. And you can check out this video here that we shot before that'll show you how to create list segments. But I'm going to walk you through how to merge for list optimization right now. So to merge for list optimization, you're going to first repeat these steps here, merging all of your lists into one main list. This is how we're going to clean it up. So if you're inside your lists here, you're going to, add a list, create that new list, and then follow these steps again to merge all of your contacts into one main list. Please remember, do not delete the original lists, okay? You don't want to lose all of that data from the past. They can live on because we're going to make some other changes. So those other lists don't get in the way. Now, once that's done, you need to update all your entry points or your opt-in points so that people get added to the main list and then they get segmented by tags. I can show you how to do that in ActiveCampaign, and it's going to function the same pretty much for Opt-in Monster, Thrive Leads, whatever third-party software you're using to capture leads. So if I go to Forms, easy to find, just going to Site, Forms, create a form. You're going to give it a name, select the form style. First action is subscribe to a list. You're now just going to choose your main list. It will always be main list. Then add another action, choose add a tag, and select the tag that is going to segment this contact, this lead, from all the rest of the contacts coming in. So if you have a form for one source, if you have a form for a specific product, you're going to tag them. So for example, if I'm adding them to the main list, and then I know that they're coming from, let's say, source X website, then I can add that tag, and now I know where they came in. Even though they're all on the main list, I can segment by that. You can segment by product, as I mentioned, etc. Okay, segment by the landing page. Then step number 2, this is the step that can affect your existing automation. So it's very important that you do this so you don't have to worry about, contacts getting the wrong emails, getting stuck in automations, messing up any of that. If you're triggering automations based on your past list, all those mess of lists that you had, you're going to need to update that so that they're triggered off of your new tags that we created in step 1 instead. So if I go into this example, you can see contact subscribes to list test. Now, this would be an example of one of your past lists triggering this automation. We don't want that anymore. Everyone's going to a main list. We're going to trigger these automations by the tags we're using to segment them. So instead of this here, you can delete that. And instead, we're going to change the trigger to tag is added. And in our case, just a test tag. In your case, it's whatever tag you added back here in step 1 to the different opt-in points and entry points, so you know that they're part of the specific segments. So again, using tags, not lists, to segment. And then, as it says in step 3, in all automations, you'll now segment that by tag instead of by list going forward. So if any of your automations further down, not just in the trigger, but further down the automation, you had segmentation based off of lists, remember to update that now based on your new tagging taxonomy. And I'm going to drop a link below for the steps. We have documentation on how to set this up step by step, a bit more in depth. You can check that out in the description below. If you have any questions about how to set this up, please let us know in the comments. We're happy to make sure that you get this done correctly, clean up your CRM, and clean up your contact lists. Now, you heard me mention Wildmail as we were going through this tutorial, and I can show you again Wildmail here. Wildmail is our white labeled, rebranded version of ActiveCampaign. So we are one of the top resellers of ActiveCampaign in the world. And essentially we provide the exact same software. So nothing changes with the pricing. with your existing automations, your existing campaigns, API integrations, your login, your password, it all stays exactly the same. We essentially inherit your billing schedule from ActiveCampaign, which allows us to stack additional benefits for Europe-based businesses on top. So we've got premium support. It's localized. We're based in Europe. It's in multiple languages: English, French, Spanish, German, Romanian, probably missing a couple. It's fast. We've got a response time to under an hour. And we also have a library of training, free training that you can use for your business. And then finally, we have Wild Metrics. And Wild Metrics is no-code API-based tracking for your customer journeys in ActiveCampaign. Allows you to track revenue by tags, revenue by automation, and revenue by campaign, email campaign, so that you can easily make sense of the data and adjust your campaigns and optimize your campaigns to hit your next revenue goal. So that's included for free as well when you switch or use WildMail. If you've never used ActiveCampaign or WildMail before, you'll see below a link for 14 days for free, a 14-day free trial through us at WildMail. Help you get set up, help you get started. Plus plans or above, when you upgrade, will get additional consulting with our team for free. If you are an ActiveCampaign user, you can move. It's a very simple, very quick process. There's a link for that below as well. We'll help you with that. There's no migration. Remember, it's just the billing, just your billing, and you won't be charged by us until your next billing date, your next payment date that you already have through ActiveCampaign in order to unlock those additional benefits. So again, if you got value from this video, please remember to subscribe for more videos every week about ActiveCampaign. Remember to hit like and drop any questions that you have below in the comments. We'll respond to them quickly. That's it for me, and I'll see you next video. Cheers.